Well, the end of last season was disappointing to say the least. We played our way out of the Champions League and the Europa League. We just had a horrible, horrible May, and it caught up to us. As a result, we ended up in 5th place, and I spent an inordinate amount of time in the offseason trying to improve the squad. And so far, so good. So first, we're going to take a look at the outs here. This is the free transfers out. The only really loss here, and I don't know how big a loss I would consider him, will be Francis Amuzu, the versatile winger. The first season he was here, he started 20 games for us, had 3 goals, and assists, and a player of the match. I was really hoping for more. He went out to Almeria on loan because I had a couple younger players I wanted to play, and then he came back and just did not like his playing time, and I understood why, and he wanted to go on a free. I tried moving him for money, and nobody was willing to pay for him, so I lost out a little bit there, and that happens from time to time. Luckily, the team can afford that sort of hit. A 2.2 million euro hit, that's not so bad. The free transfers out. Mathis Mugu left. He went to Young Boys on a free. Noah Dupoisat left. He went to Bordeaux on a free. I am not so sure about him. He is a striker who just never really improved. His determination never got any better. His quickness and acceleration improved a little bit. He's got potential. Whether or not he fulfills that remains to be seen. They made an offer for him. It was one of those cases where he came in at 4.5 stars and he was 3-star, like 3.5. When I let him go, I just didn't think it was worth the time and investment and money in him, especially when I have better players on the roster. The first free transfer in, Javier Bellman, goalkeeper. I needed a backup, and he was probably one of the better ones available, 28 years old. Solid, unspectacular, can do a job for us in the short term. If he's playing long term, that's not exactly a bad thing, but he's not a world beater by any stretch of the imagination, although he does have the enjoys important matches thing going for him. So he's a pretty good on the sweeping side of things. Tactically, he's okay. Reactions, he's better than average. Distributions, he's pretty darn good. Anticipation, decision making is okay. Nice agility. Decent agility, okay jumping reach, good determination, which I like. You know, is he a full-time starter for us? No, but I'm okay with that. And then Hugo Vetsen comes into us, a midfielder. I needed some more depth here. It's all especially with the formation I'm playing, having a lot of rotation in the midfield is never a bad thing, and he does not have any real weaknesses in his game. He's got good movement. He's got good ball control. He's a very good passer. He's got very nice concentration, good decision making, pretty nice flair. He's fitness-wise, he's really good. 14 fitness, 15 stamina, 15 work rate. He's not the paciest, but he does a job. He's got good determination, good teamwork. As we can see, 2 games, 2 appearances, has 1 assist. He will be part of the midfield rotation. So he's from Norway, has a lot of starts for their U21 squad. And with the amount of games we're going to be playing this season, he will come in quite handy. Loan deals. We loaned a few players out. Cedric Inter went to Zurich. Connor Noss went to Lorient. Berthon went to Le Mans, who is an affiliate. And then Bertrand went to Ajaccio. They're all starting. Itten and Noss. Itten doesn't want to be here anymore, so I'm not going to keep him. Noss, I'm trying to move him, but no one really wanted him, and I didn't want to keep him on the bench and have him be unhappy, so I figured I'd send him to another team that would play him, and Lorient stepped up to the plate. On the ends, Clemens Riedel comes to us from Tottenham, a defensive center back who can also play defensive midfielder and somewhat advanced midfielder on the left. I needed depth here, and I needed someone who was good enough to start for us and be part of the rotation. He fits the bill very well. He likes the important matches. He's got good leadership qualities, good strength and jumping reach, pretty decent quickness and pace, good fitness, stamina, and work rate. I mean, he's better than average in almost every area. Set pieces are where he falls short, but then again, defensive center back. 6'1", 171 pounds, decent bravery and heading. He's going to be part of the rotation for us. He will get some starts for us. And the nice thing is that he's got a 26,500 euro monthly paying fee, an unused monthly playing fee. He's got a 5 million future fee, which, frankly, if he turns out to be the type of player I think he can be, we will probably pick up for next season. Cash and clause transfers, a little bit busier than I thought, but not as busy as we could have been. Lucas Goldbauer went to Nottingham Forest. For some reason, they wanted him. He left for 1.9 million. Valger Friedrichsen, who was unhappy on the squad with his playing time, Salernitana picked him up for 2.1 million. Salernitana. I don't know why I pronounced that wrong the first time. Chilufya went to Anderlecht for 2.7 million, and then Nicolo Amadori went to Sevilla for 11 million. They made him an offer, and he totally jumped on it. I was really hoping I could keep him. I think he's going to be a very good striker. He just needed the playing time, and like last season in Gijon, he got it. Well, 2 seasons ago in Gijon, he got it. 35 appearances, 16 goals, 5 players in the match. Last season for us, he played about half the season, 14 starts, 5 off the bench, 9 goals, 1 assist. He's 22 years old, 6'3", 191 pounds, loves the big matches. He's one of those who's he was always kind of on the cusp, but I think he's going to do really well. I just wish he was doing really well for us. But on the ends, Oder Varela comes to us from Sporting for 18 million, a midfielder who can also play advanced mid and defensive mid. 20 years old. I saw him available, and I saw what I liked and realized that he has a really good future ahead of him, especially if he develops like I think he can develop. Now, a lot of that's on me, and we all know how that can go. But, good determination, leadership, teamwork skills, good acceleration and pace, very good fitness, stamina, work rate, good agility and balance. How I'm judging players is, everything's on a scale of 1 to 20 in Football Manager. So 10 is average. So if your skills are better than average, then, you've got better than average skills there. Anything above 15 is good. Anything closer to 20 is excellent. And as you can see, for the most part, if you discount his corners and the fact that he's 5'11" and only has a 7 heading, he's better than average in most places, and he's really good in technique and work rate and aggression. He's a great ball-winning midfielder. He's a great natural ball-winning midfielder. I just wish his finishing was a little bit higher. That's one of the things we were actually working on. I don't know what happened here. So, and for 18 million, we're getting a kid who had some decent starts for Sporting and played at Maritomo for a season, had 4 assists there. He's got a couple more years of development left ahead of him. I think he's going to be a great fit on the squad. So, total ins was 18.25 million. Total outs was 18.25 million. That is purely by accident. I swear it was not intentional. Money-wise, because the contracts we signed and things like that, we're spending 51.9. Well, we're spending 51.2. I got 5.4 left in the budget. That's not so bad. And then depending on what happens with players during the season, whether or not they want to leave or who makes offers for them and things like that, we'll see what happens. Schedule-wise, we've gotten off to a very good start. Now, our Europa League group is BR Häcken, Hispalis, Sporting, Midtjylland, St. Gallen, Everton, Dynamo Kiev, and Feyenoord. With the changes, I think we can beat Häcken. I think we can beat Hispalis. Sporting, probably not. Midtjylland's a push. St. Gallen, I think we can beat. Everton, probably not. Dynamo Kiev's a push. Feyenoord, I would lean towards beating them maybe 4 out of 6 times. So, I like our chances. I'm also being an optimist there. There's 36 clubs. We just need to finish, 18 or higher? No, we need to finish 8th or higher. I don't know that that's possible. I think we could finish 16th or higher, no problem. So there's some really good squads here, as expected. Leipzig, Benfica, Lyon, Napoli, Sparta Prague's a good squad. Dynamo's a good squad. Legia's a good squad. So, preseason-wise, I did what I always did. I set the friendlies. I cleared the roster. I let my manager handle everything, and the team did okay. We got the season off to a flying start. We're doing really well. We beat Montpellier 4-1, thanks to goals by Joran. The nice thing was Tommy got sent off. Well, okay, Tommy getting sent off in the 17th minute was not a nice thing, but the fact that we were able to hold them was very, very good. Jaroslav Gasparik had a brace of goals. We shut out Angers 2-0, Gasparik a goal, and Padilla goal. We thumped Lyon 5-2. Sforza goal, Gasparik, a hat-trick's worth of goals, Padilla goal. And then we absolutely lit up Nantes 7-4. Padilla had a goal. Van Hoysten had a brace of goals. Forza a goal, Inamoria a goal, Gasparik a goal. Demir had a goal in the 95th minute, but you know what? It still counts. Everybody had a really good game except Tommy. He was on a 6-7. Comier didn't have the best game either, but he's getting playing time, and that's what I'm trying to do is get him playing time for this season, just so he improves. He's improving by leaps and bounds. You can't really see it in this skin. This is just his ability. At one point in time, he fell down to 2 stars. Now he's back up to 2.5. He should be 3 by the end of the season. As you can see, a lot of his skills in that are going up. So today we're going to play... Who are we playing? We're playing OGC Nice, and then we're going to play Haken in our Europa League. Let me make sure we are there. We are. We're currently tied for first place with PSG. I don't expect this to last, but I expect us to compete for a top 4 finish this season. So this is the squad we're going to go today. We're going to have a Kubi in goal, Van Hoysten and Riedel as the defensive backs, Inamori and Tome as the wing backs, Demir and Varela as the midfielders, and Joran and Akomier as the attacking mids, Gasparik and Padilla up top as the strikers. Decent away crowd for us. Field of green behind the net. Kickoff highlights. Riedel to Demir. Van Hoysten. Inamori to Demir. He lumps it towards Padilla, but Killian muscles him out of the way. Lopez. Brings it up, bombs it forward. Despotoff is there. He heads it down. Franca's there. Despotoff. Board. That's about all I can say about that. Christensen on the throw-in. Diop. To start. Dispossessed, but he's going to get it back. Franca. Menino. Despotoff. Dinks it over Kube. Jeez. 12 minutes into the game. They're 2-0 up already. That is not... No, he was on sides. Kubi. The board ends up with it. Yeah. Long shot at Kubi. A nice save. I think that was a little bit unnecessary. Yop. Sends it in. And Laporte scores. Something tells me I may be throwing a water bottle at half. Again, sends it in. Killian's there. Van Hoysten next away. Killian, Christensen, Diop, Tome, Franca, Toussaint gives the ball away. Tome, Riedel, back to Kubi. Riedel, out to Inamori, and Joran to Demir. Demir up to Inamori. Inamori's dispossessed. Back to Lopez. Lopez brings it out. Van Hoysten heads it down, goes right to Nice. Diop between the defenders. All off the crossbar. They're just exploiting the gaps, which is annoying. Diop. Varela. Franca got between the defenders. I'm going to do something I rarely do. Riedel is getting absolutely abused. So we're going to bring on Altair. Inamori on the throw-in. Gasparik. Van Hoysten. Riedel. Mir. Dia. Between Jorn. Inamori. Tries feeding Gasparik, but Zabjarni gets in the way. Lopez. Bombs it forward again. Off the back of Franca. Beats the board. 18 guys in the locker room? No, 20 guys in the locker room because we got 9 on the bench. Tome heads it away. Van Hoysten can't win it. Tome ends up with the ball. Gasparik chests it down. Back to Demir. Out to Inamori. He goes inside. Tries feeding Gasparik again. Gasparik can't beat Zabarni. Bomb forward. Laborde can't get it. Altair back and forth. Laborde does end up with it. Feeds Diop. 6. No. A little high. You know what? I'm thinking I'm not going to make any substitutions other than the one I already made. Even the guys on yellow. They dug themselves a hole. They can crawl themselves out of it. can think of this as punishment if they want. Padilla, a decent chance, but it goes wide left. I don't care how tired they are. I don't care if they get injured. It's a sixth because somebody fouled Saidi. Somebody fouled somebody right on the outside of the box. Fair. Padilla. Killian. Christensen. Saidi. The board. I just want to sit back and enjoy the massacre. This has been all OG Cines. Oh, Padilla stole the ball. He defeats Gasparek. Gasparek hits the post, because of course he does. Franca gets the header. Diop. Tome kicks it out of bounds. Garcia on the throw-in. Diop back to Garcia. All the way back to Killian. Garcia. Killian. Zabarny. Toussaint. Barney. Up to Said. Mori loses the ball. I don't know that that was a cross or what, but Akubi picks it up. He bombs it forward, considering he's supposed to roll it out to one of the midfielders. Oh, they get an 8. Because why not? And Demir goes off on second yellow. And there's the game. Because why wouldn't it? Yeah, so 8-0. Freaking baseball score. Doesn't do wonders for our goal differential. I don't know. I don't know how we had an XG1. And we had 61% possession. Thoroughly thumped. That's what we should have been. Hey, let's do the press conference. So we've got Haken coming up in 5 days. I don't know. I would have thought we'd had a chance, but freaking Nice just laid 8 down on us. So let's wait and see. Part of me wishes there was a way to force the team to do this, but I'm glad they stepped up and decided to refund the money for all the fans who showed up. I didn't realize we had PSC and Stade Brestois. Freaking 3 games in 3 games in a week. That's the French First League, I know. Back when the Coup de League was still a thing, there were times where if you got to the top of the league and you were doing really well, you would have your League 1 games, your Coup de France games. You would have your League 1 games, your Coup de France games, your European games. And there were times where you could play like 9 games a month, depending on all the competitions you were in. And God forbid you won something, because then you would have the World Super Cup at the beginning of the year. Well, Aaron Barrow picked up a knock at the end of July. I missed him when I was going through the roster before. He broke his foot. He'll be back in about 2 to 7 weeks. So one of the things I forgot to mention was John Armbaro broke his foot at the end of July. He's going to be out probably another 6 weeks or so. It shouldn't really hurt us too much, but he's nice to have on the bench. I forgot we had 12 subs in the Europa League, so got a couple youngsters on the bottom of the bench there. But we are going to go with Akubi in goal, Van Hoytsten and Altair as the defensive backs, Inamori and Tome as the wing backs, Sforza and Andre as the midfielders, and Joran and Comier as the attacking mids, Pelistri and Padilla up top as the strikers. Playing in Haken, interesting view. A lot of shots, none on target. Ibrahim from distance, lost it in the crowd, knocked away. Comier loses the ball. Oh, and Joran picks it up, and his pass bounces off a Haken player. Noster. Out to Ibrahim. He crosses it back. It's knocked away. Cormier heads it. Gustafsson picks it up. Drives forward. Ibrahim rounds his defender, and Salcedo's right there, and they score his 18th goal of the season. Holy frick. How far into it are they? Ibrahim from distance. Off the top of the cross. Off the top of the net, rather. Namori knocks it away. Padilla to Andre. Up to Cormier. Long across the field. And Joran. He feeds Pelistri. And Pelistri hits it right at Pizzato. Looping, throwing. Sforza ends up with it. Andre. Cormier, who's picked up a knock. Cormier. Tries centering it in. It bounces off a Haken player and off Pizzato to go out for a corner kick. And knocked away. And the highlight ends. It's really frustrating. And it's even more frustrating that we are 1-0 down at the half. I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. No highlights this second half so far. We're going to get Agudelo on for Cormier. No, we're going to bring Agudelo on for Padilla. And then we're going to bring on a Samba. Demir, we're going to bring on for Andre. And Fjellheim, we're going to bring on for Altair. We're absolutely dominating them, and we can't score. Wow. A 1-0 loss to Haken. What a brilliant episode this was. A great start to this season. A really good transfer window. We get shellacked by Nice, 8-0. And then lose to Haken, 1-0. Which puts us probably really freaking far down. Holy cow. This is not how I saw this episode going at all. You told me there'd be 9 goals in 2 games and we wouldn't have any? I would have thought you were nuts. Jeez. Well, I think what we'll do is come back for Bordeaux and Sporting. And then we'll come back for Bordeaux and Sporting. And we'll come back for Reims, Everton. Chances are we're going to play a lower league team here. And then wrap the season up, or wrap up the January transfer window with, Kim Feyenoord, skip Angers, see how we do in the Europa League. Sounds like a plan. At Brieswald, I had a plan too going into the Nice game, and look how well that turned out. Holy cow. But anyhow, I'd be interested in feedback on my transfer window. I think that's one of the few things I did successfully. I could be totally kidding myself there too. But all that said, if you did like what you've seen and heard, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticisms, comments, should be quite a few. Leave those down below. I will answer them as fast as I can. My name's FM23. I thank you very much for watching.